Game number 3. We have Leenock, the Leenock starting to the top left of the map. It is Daedalus Point, and so far he has been doing a very amazing job for his team, taking down two Protoss players. Knight and Welmu suffer defeat at his hands. Starting, or at his tentacles, I should probably say. Starting to the bottom right, we have his opponent number 3. It is KrasS for Neurosoft Gaming. And NrS is in a little bit of trouble, as mentioned before. KrasS, being a Terran player, has to be quite careful how he approaches this matchup. Leenock is known to be absolutely boss-like in his Terran versus Zerg. At least that's something that he was absolutely, that he was absolutely amazing in the older stages. I actually don't know how strong he is these days in this particular matchup. Either way, he's a tough opponent to beat, and KrasS has shown us some very good games in the recent past. I was actually very impressed, but of course this is not an easy opponent to beat, not at all, and he might be outmatched here. Going for the gas as well as the barracks, so we're going to see that Reaper, and it's going to be very interesting to see how exactly that's going to work out for him. Well, it's going to work out for him in the regard that he gets the scouting information. The question is, can he kill something? So you have, of course, those couple of sentences you always drop as a caster, and this is one of them. It's not only to pass the time, but it's actually there's a meaning behind it, but you get used to saying it so often that at some point it becomes a little bit of an automatism. So what he wants to do here is, of course, kill a couple of units. And if you get the one Reaper, then you usually just try to go for the scouting information. If you get a single drone, you're absolutely happy with this. If you have a bigger commitment and you get like 2 or 3, then you're kinda in a position where you need to take something down. It helps you later with the Hellions as well to kill queens if they venture onto the map a little bit too much. But yeah, this is just one of those things that the Reapers are always going to do, and it's a matter of how much you commit to them. 2, 3, or only 1? That's the big question. So right now, looking to the top left, we have of course also Leenock with the hatch going into his hatch here, has the spawning pool on the way. We have him with the gas taken as well. That will give him a faster speed to deal with the Reaper opening that we see there, and the SCV is going to drop the command center. There's not going to be any doubt about that. So double Reaper already, and with the Reaper commitment you will see that he definitely wants to kill at least 1 or 2 harvesters, and then later on use them in conjunction with the Hellions to take down a couple of creep tumors and also push his opponent back in regards to the queens, making sure that he gets maybe a couple of hits on those. And then of course we will see if KrasS decides to go into the 3rd CC, or if he tries to go straight into some kind of Banshee play, which is also pretty amazing. Speed is already started, and the Zerglings keep tabs on the Reaper for now. The 2nd Reaper is on the way. He leaves it at 2, doesn't go into the 3rd. And we also have now the factory being started, so this means that we're going to see the Hellions after that. But question being, of course, as already mentioned, 3rd CC or attempt to go into the Banshee play. Don't have a 2nd gas just yet, on the other hand. Expansion has also not been completed. Quite often you keep the 2nd Reaper back at home because you want to make sure that your opponent doesn't really get the Zerglings in position to take down this SCV. So quite often when you see only 2 Reapers, one is going across the map, the other one stays at home and tries to defend the SCV. For now he feels that he's in a position where he can send both of the Reapers out and do some damage and maybe snipe something. We also have that 3rd CC started, so question answered. No 2nd gas taken, no Banshee build for him. Tries to go for the economy build and for the long game here on Daedalus Point. Whereas we have now, how many queens do we actually have? We have 3 queens, and he's going for a bit of lifestyle here. We have him with 12 Zerglings and speed upgrades, so that's something that Life did quite often. And the problem on Daedalus Point for a Zerg player, as well as, well, more for the other races than for Zerg, but for Zerg as well if you are facing Hellions, is that it's very difficult to wall, and so far KrasS didn't even try to wall. Therefore, the Lings will easily get in here and might be able to even get those Hellions. And if they do, then suddenly the space is completely exposed. One of the Reapers already has a very bad day, is maybe gonna die here. Yeah, Reaper goes down. And now this expansion is just gonna be attacked. He's gonna kill 1 SCV. He's gonna force a lift at the orbital command, and is also gonna damage it quite significantly because there's no lift so far. KrasS, hi. Alright, there we go. Houston, we have a problem. And KrasS is like, yeah, I don't care. Lifts it in the end. And, well, yeah. Command center is asking him, do you even lift, bro? And KrasS is like, let me think about that. So, yeah. A command center is heavy, so it takes some time. But at least he was able to deny mining time a bit. Leenock, that is. He gets his tech into lair. We have him still on 2 bases, taking 3 gases. Well, with this much gas taken, Leenock is one of those players that occasionally still goes into this 2-base Mutalisk style. That might be something that can work for him on this map. It's usually not something that you see all that often anymore. But yeah, maybe that's something that Leenock is currently toying around with. Usually you would see that 3rd base over here instead. And we have a lot of links, and there's the 3rd base. Okay, that makes more sense. So the links are already being built, and the only thing that KrasS is trying to do right now is keep the creep at bay. If he moves onto the creep just once with all those links on the high ground, they are going to stream down and try to surround him. That's definitely going to happen as soon as he tries that. There's the Baneling Nest and the Spire, so we're going to see Ling Muta Baneling. Pretty standard, just going to go for the normal opening here. And KrasS still trying to skirt the edges of the creep, looking for creep tumors that just are going to be placed down. We have Burrow being used. Leenock was a master of burrowed banelings for an eternity, especially when I came to Korea in 2011. Leenock was one of those guys that was playing amazing games against Terran. Back then, GOM TV was still called GOM TVT because there were so many Terran versus Terran matches, at least for quite some time. And Leenock, one of the few that was really able to just keep Terran players at bay. I can still remember the first GSL finals that happened when I was there between Leenock and Jakji. That was absolutely amazing. And Leenock was playing MMA before that in the same season, if I remember correctly, and had great Baneling detonations with burrowed Banelings. And everybody thought he would wreck Jakji, and then suddenly Jakji able to take down Leenock. That was pretty sick back then. Good old days. We have Mutalisks coming in now for Leenock, and of course he has a lot of links already, trying to catch those Hellions, and KrasS paying attention, but still losing 3, maybe losing more than that. He might lose all of them. The Marines move in with the stim, have to use the stim there, the links running back, not far enough though, another 2 getting toasted here. The 3rd base is now done for Leenock, and he gets overlords everywhere on the map, making sure that he sees drop play incoming. That overlord spread is pretty sick. He will have like a legal map hack on this map if he continues to spread creeps and overlord like this. That's gonna work out for him absolutely brilliantly. The upgrades, on the other hand, in favor of KrasS already. Oh, nice. Freshly called down mules are being taken out right away. That 3rd base not yielding anything for KrasS just yet. The Baneling is still there and just waiting for a chance to do something. Keep that burrow in mind. He might go for those. There they are. Burrowing like 2 immediately. And that could work out very well for him. So KrasS is already really pressured. He's very, very pressured, can only mine from 2 maces at this point. We have Leenock already in 3, most likely going to take a 3rd one very soon. 15, 17 harvesters being produced by him. Went up to 18 there, but he doesn't have the upgrades. He's going to get them a little bit slower. With the upgrades this slow, he has his tech out faster though, and that allows him to pressure KrasS this much. But of course he needs to try to catch up in the upgrades because KrasS is going to get a significant lead in this. So for now we have the Zergling just completely denying this, and how many Marines actually going to move down to take down the Ling, because if there are going to be enough he's going to detonate those 2 Banelings. And right now there's only a few. Okay, so he's going to drop that scan. Is he going to reveal the 2 Banelings? Yes, he is. So the Banelings are being taken out. Don't get anything done here. The drop all the way at the top didn't do too much yet either. Keep those overlords in mind that we talked about earlier. There's none on this abyss though, so he doesn't really see what's coming in there. We still have that hit squad with just Medivac and Marines moving in, trying to take down even more creep tumors. But a very, very nice play by Leenock so far. No 3rd base, sorry, 4th base on the other hand. So he's still sticking it out with 3 bases. The 1-1 has been started for him, but KrasS is already on his way to get the 2-2. That drop is still readily available over here. Army supply is 77 against 67. And it's still this upgrade lead. It's something that KrasS has going for himself now. Another stim, maybe overstemming a little bit here. He is really hitting that T button a bit too hard. He only has a few medivacs. He's getting more. But nice trap here. Really nice trap, trying to make sure that Leenock is going to lose maybe a few of his Mutalisks, but so far Leenock not falling into that. I have the drop at the natural, and nice positioning here for the Marines, but they need to be evacuated in the end. The Mutalisks are going to catch that medivac though, and Ling's already on the way in the main base, so yeah, Mutalisks are going to take care of this one. And at the same time, we have creep killed by KrasS. Taking down those creep tumors. He already drew all the forces of his opponent to Leenock's main base, and therefore he has a bit of opportunity to at least force the creep back. And as we can see, there's another drop over here taking down an Overlord apparently. Whereas we have the attempt to move in and take down Overlord number... Let me just double check that. Number 1 actually. He didn't even kill a single one just yet. But yeah, moves in with the Mutalisk again, gets those Widow Mines. Shots going off, not against the Mutalisk actually. So he keeps those alive. Third base by now, of course, working quite well for KrasS. And in terms of like income, the Terran player is not looking too bad. Here comes the drop once again, dropping a couple of Marines over at the natural, but making his way into the main base as we speak. And here's the +2/+2 about to be completed for KrasS, whereas Leenock has just started his own set of second upgrades. Still the hit squad over here waiting for that base to be dropped, and that's exactly what Leenock does right now. That drone is not gonna be... yeah, he's not even gonna try. Bit unfortunate for him, he might have been able to force a cancel on top of it, but doesn't really matter, gets the Overlord at least. But we have Leenock just moving in once more, and Leenock is actually not really all that far ahead. You could argue that he's behind at this point. He's behind in upgrades, that's definitely certain. It's 3 base against 3 base, there's still no 4th base. KrasS with a decent split, starting his 3-3. KrasS is looking at a pretty solid position here, with him denying the 4th base of Leenock over and over and over again. He's looking at a very good spot. Leenock has no tech into Hive, there's no infestation pit, he just has this army on the map, and he's already, well, he's not even all that far ahead in the army supply. So Leenock is starting to struggle here a little bit, and the drop continues to go into the main base now that the 4th has been cancelled. The Zerglings are ready. Leenock is once again very map aware here, but still he had to send units over to the top left, and that makes sure that he is not able to just do anything in terms of aggression. He can't move in and take the initiative, and as long as KrasS is able to occupy him for a little bit longer, he's going to be completely happy. 3-3 is where it's at, and that's exactly the time that KrasS wants to hit. He lost more than Leenock, that's true, but still, he's already getting another command center right now. Leenock is on his way to go straight into Infestation Pit and can then start Hive Tech. But here, there's the 4th base finally, 17 minutes into the game. So, KrasS is looking pretty solid. Mutalisk against Widowmine and a double missile turret. Triple missile turret shouldn't do anything. Oh my god, that's a decent hit. And yeah, Leenock just lost too much there. So, very nice job. 4 Mutalisks lost in total, but there's the rest of the army moving in. But Widowmines, once again, with their kills. The Lynx trying to force a cancel on the CC, not able to do that though. It was a close one though, it was a very, very close attempt, but in the end the Zerglings were the ones that had to bite the dust, and the CC is going to finish, needs to be repaired on the other hand, he needs to make that work, so that's something that he does right away. There's 11 additional Mutalisks and an armor upgrade started. 3-3 not done just yet. Leenock is moving in, and he still has a bit of a back there that he was using for the Mutalisks and for the Hive Tech. But can he get those bases? We have the Marines already with a stim moving back here. Widow Mines with their hits. Very good hits against the Zerglings. The 3-3 is not done just yet. Resources lost 7,300 against 5,400. Leenock finally has that 4th base working over to the left side. Double gas taken. And trying to establish himself a 5th to the top of the map. But so far, he still needs to be a little bit careful, because one lost fight and it's all over. I love those baits on the other. Oh my god! Oh, Leenock! What? Oh, he detonates them against the Marines, but he could have gotten all of those. Wow. That was... yeah, he killed a lot of the Marines there, but he could have gotten all of them. Those Baneling landmines, jeez. Well, we have the rest of the army moving in. There are the Widow Mines. He can bait the shot out there. Well, actually gets one of them even before he gets the shot off. So +3/+3 started for Leenock. Now KrasS has already completed those upgrades. That Widow Mine hit only took down a couple of Zerglings. He would have wanted to go for the Banelings there. The command center is being sniped. The Banelings rolling in. KrasS is starting to struggle here a little bit. He's going to lose another base. He might lose another base. Yes, it's being sniped. There are way too many Mutalisks. The damage has been done. The Mutalisks are continuing into the main base, while the Baneling take down even more units over there at the 3rd base. And there's nothing in the main base to really defend. Suddenly, KrasS is falling apart. He played a great game and was on 3-3, but at this point, I've never seen a contaminated orbital command flying away. I have never seen that. That looks absolutely ridiculous. So Leenock is moving in, takes down another CC. KrasS goes for the aggression here. He basically just says, yeah, I have to do something right now. If I don't attack him at this point, I'm going to lose this game for sure. 100 army supply against 70. KrasS is in so much trouble. He looked so strong in the mid game, but suddenly he's falling apart, and Leenock doesn't even have that 3-3 and Adrenal Glance yet. Mutalisks moving in from the back, taking down so many of the units. KrasS on the edge of defeat. This is not looking pretty for him whatsoever. The GG well played. Leenock takes down another opponent. It is the 3-0. 2 maps away from all killing NrS here at the Acer Team Story Cup Season 3.